Welcome back. Today's question is, how can I do my best to navigate the holiday season while living with chronic illness? Holidays are fun for most people. It's a time to be with friends and family. It's a pretty meaningful season, but it can also be pretty overwhelming and stressful. Think about it. It can really turn into a massive production of decorating every corner of your house and doing every homemade dish that you can think of and sending holiday cards and doing family pictures. So it can really take a toll on you. And if you add to this chronic illness, which is already in and of itself emotionally and physically taxing, it can be really a recipe for overwhelm and a lot more pain and physical symptoms. I'm going to walk you through 7 tips and ideas to make the holidays more meaningful and enjoyable and remove some of the stress. Tip number 1 is to set boundaries. Say no, plain and simple. It is not realistic or feasible to RSVP yes to every party or event you're invited to, and it most likely would not be very enjoyable. So say no. Give yourself permission to say no without feeling guilty. It's okay to not do every holiday thing. Limit the number of events or parties you're attending and say no to the rest. And then limit the amount of time that you spend at the party. If you know that after 1 hour of mingling and standing and being with other people, you start to feel more fatigued and your pain increases, give yourself permission to leave at that 1 hour mark. And you may even have a secret code that you share with your partner or your friend that tells them, hey, it's time to leave. If I say blue cheese, it's time to hit the road. Tip number 2 is to prioritize what's meaningful to you about the holidays, what matters to you and your family, what you want to spend your time and energy and money on, right? Not what matters to your best friend, your next door neighbor, or your Instagram friends. Really, what are the holidays about for you? Really make time and energy for that. Which brings me to tip number 3. Make your life as easy as possible, and that can be done by delegating things. So maybe there are things that are important to you about the holidays, but that you'd rather not be in charge of. Things like having nicely wrapped gifts, but you do not care for wrapping them yourself, or having a nice Thanksgiving meal, but having someone else in charge of the cooking, or even having the food delivered. Again, make your life easy and ask for help. And then things that are not important to you, things that are not important to your family, you can just ditch altogether, right? Kind of take them off your to-do list. And tip number 4 is to double up on self-care. Again, the holidays are stressful, so I want you to think about ways to really focus on your body and mind and make more time for yourself and your health. Tip number 5 is to pace yourself. It is likely something that you do in your day-to-day life, but during the holidays, it's important to keep up with that as well. That means a lot of planning. Don't front-load your week with all the errands because you may push yourself too much and be more fatigued or in pain. So really spread out events and errands as much as possible. And then plan some recovery days or recovery blocks of time to make sure that you have some time to recoup and that your body gets all the rest that it needs. Tip number 6 is to keep up with your routine as much as possible. I often talk to my clients about how important it is to really prioritize things that help with your health needs, with your body and mind. That means that if stretching is important to you, or if you need to have healthy meal options, take your agenda and then plug in time for those things. Block some time for those routines. Or if sleep is very important to you, that's a big one. Make sure that you're not scheduling errands or events around those times when you're usually sleeping or taking naps or resting. And then things that need to happen can be worked around your schedule. Tip number 7 is to make holiday traditions that are fun for you and that also take into consideration your health needs. You don't have to go by the book. You don't have to do all the things that you see on social media or that others do or that maybe you used to do. You can do new things as well. I knew someone who for Thanksgiving would have a picnic, so all the family members would pick their favorite food that they would order and then they would all have a picnic in bed, and it was so much fun. or you can have a virtual Friendsgiving, or decide to open presents in bed on Christmas Day. So do you. Do something that feels like you, that is also enjoyable for your family, and remember to be gentle with your body. That's it for today. I will talk to you again soon. And in the meantime, you can head over to my blog at drlucette.com for more ideas and resources on living life with chronic illness.